that we're looking at these numbers now, I just want to share some of those with you. Junior secondary school has emerged as the epicenter of teenage pregnancies among school-going girls in Kenya, accounting for 60% of all pregnant learners. This is May 2026. This is not last year. This is this, and we're not even done with May. This is May 2026. Now, data from the 2026 economic survey, a Kenya economic survey, and the recent Ministry of Education studies reveal that a total adolescent pregnancy cases in the country rose from 224,333 to 235,938, with a critical 14.6% spike among very young girls aged 10 to 14. So, if we are sending out almost 1 million children every year to the next class kind of thing, what are we saying here? A fifth of that number has been pregnant and is or about to be out of school for however long it takes for them to have this baby and start to give it critical care in the first 3 months, and are not going to school. This is a crazy high number. And when we started seeing numbers like this, it was around COVID time. And so we all kind of said, okay, well, it's COVID. People are not in school. They're frustrated. Okay. No, the number has even risen now. What?
So many issues involved that are responsible for this. Partly when you have children intermittently in school. So in and out of school, mostly because of lack of fees. If you walk across this country on a school day, you will still see a lot of uniforms on the road during school time.
Yeah.
And the reason being that a lot of these children are walking to school and walking back home because of they haven't paid this, they haven't paid that other thing. When that happens, children are not safe in between home and school. So in our own survey, we saw that majority of the secondary school learners who are affected by teenage pregnancy are those in day schools, not those in boarding schools. Because for most boarding schools, they have these strict protocols on when you come to school, when you leave school, who can visit you in school and who cannot. Now, those who are day scholars who have to commute every day to and from school, there is a whole lot that goes on in between home and school. And that accounts for their number being that high. There is another aspect to it. The other aspect to it being that, again, from our data, what we saw, that a girl in a cluster 4 school was 10 times more likely to be affected by teenage pregnancy compared to a girl in cluster 1 school.
Yeah.
What is the difference? The difference is that cluster 1 schools generally get most of their learners to qualify to go to university after Form 4.
Okay.
So the hope that the children in cluster 4 schools have is not the same as the hope that children in cluster 1 schools have.
Yeah.
That difference in itself determines how much these children commit to pursuing a future through education. Because this is a decision to say, I'll put everything else aside to focus on education because it is a promise for a better future, or that even if I put everything aside and focused on education, it does not promise me a better future. And you get diverted by those fellows you interact with along the way, the riders who take them to school sometimes, the people who offer them money for lunch because the family can't provide, start to distract them. They start to think that these individuals could actually give me a pathway to a better life than the school.
These are 10-year-olds. These are 10.
Yes.
The numbers that we are looking at here, Doc, are 10 to 14. These are they're babies.
In this country, we have parts of this country where girls as young as 7 are betrothed to get married when they turn 14. The parents have even received partial dowry. at age 7, 8.